Hi there, it's Manaloy, aka Black Shades. Today's video is about, is pain suppressing your purpose? And what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is that so many of us have gone through trauma of one kind or another. I'm talking to the females now. You could have been raped, you could have been abused, you could have been abandoned, you could have been neglected. Your parents could have died while you were young, you never had that nurturance. You could have been placed in a home, you could have been exploited. There's a series, you could have been imprisoned. You could be prostituting yourself. There are so many ways that you've been hurt, that you feel pain, that you feel broken, and that you feel damaged. And when you're feeling like that, you don't have a sense of purpose. You ask yourself, what was I brought in this world to do? I'm sure I am more than what has happened to me. And you are more than what has happened to you. In fact, despite all of those things going on in your life or having affected you mentally, spiritually, and every other way, you still have a purpose, and it doesn't take you away from the things that you've experienced. A lot of us, we become self-critical. We judge ourselves, and because we know what's happened, it's as though we've got a placard above our heads saying, I'm damaged goods. I've been hurt. I've been betrayed. I've been neglected. Stay away. You know what I mean? That's how we portray people to see us. It's as though we believe that people can see into our past, into our experiences and what we've been through, and we behave accordingly. The thing is that no one knows, apart from those you tell, what's happened to you, what you've been through. So you can actually recreate yourself and become a new being, a new person. You can actually take on the persona of the person you want to be. Did you know that? Some people call it acting. But I would like to think that it's about reinforcing positive messages about yourself. You see the type of person you want to be, and you create a little task list for yourself that will enable you to reach that person who you want to be. So what you do is, all of those bad things that's happened to you, yes, they've happened. You tick them off. If you need to release them from deep within, you write about it. If you believe in God, you pray about it, you ask for forgiveness, you ask for your role, if you had a role in it, you ask for your role in it to be forgiven, and you start over. And in starting over, you actually become a new person. It's really quite an interesting concept. I mean, yes, you can go to therapy if you want. If you want to go to a counsellor, you can go to one of them. But self-healing, and you know, especially if you've been hurt and betrayed, it's very difficult to trust someone else. So trusting a therapist or a counsellor can still be difficult, even though they do have the ability to be objective. But you can actually have conversations with God, with a superior being, with the universe, or you can actually write it down to release it all so there's no remnants. And this will take a period of time. And then once you've released it all, you'll know when you've released it all because you'll feel different, you'll feel stronger. Then you start writing out this new template for yourself, about yourself, the type of person you want to be and have chosen to be. I tell you something, there are so many people out there who, because of pain, have forgotten that they actually have a purpose. Nobody was put on this earth without a reason, regardless of what that reason is. And each one of us have the capacity to fulfill a need in someone else. That is our purpose. It might be on a grand scale, like, you know, the motivating people, they talk to millions. It could even be like on a small scale. It could be meeting a need of somebody at work. It could be your neighborhood. You could decide to do something voluntarily, or you could decide to set up your own business that will serve a need for other people, even people like yourself, who's been through the mill and who knows what it's like to be there. No one can tell you what it feels like. You'll get people say, oh, don't worry about it, you'll get over it in time. Unless you've been through it, nobody knows. So people should keep their mouths shut. They're trying to be helpful, but they're not being helpful because they haven't got a clue what it feels like and what you feel like. So it's important that you don't listen to people who do not build you up. You'll have friends who feel as though they're little do-gooders. They feel as though they're helping you with their little do-good advice. You'll have family members. You'll have your environment. But anything that is destructive or that doesn't bring out the best in you, you distance yourself from them. I'm not saying completely, but until you get stronger, until you're aware of who you are. And then once you do that and you kind of think, okay, I feel much better about myself. What am I good at? And you kind of list your talents. And then out of those talents, because we all have more than one, it could be something that some people say, I haven't got any talent. Of course, everybody's got a talent, even if it's talking to somebody and making them feel better, even if it's cooking, whatever it is. It could be doing eyelashes. It could be combing someone's hair. It could be anything that will make somebody feel better about themselves. So what you do an inventory of your talents. Find out what you're good at. Then you find out what you're best at out of all of those things. If you need extra training, you take extra training. And then you decide out of your talents and what you're best at, how you can use that to help somebody else, to fulfill a need in somebody else. Because in fulfilling a need in somebody else, you're actually fulfilling a need in yourself. And then once you realize what that is and it resonates within you, you know you found your purpose. So don't let your pain deter you. Let your pain strive you towards your purpose. And that's all I've got to say. I hope you found it useful. Bye-bye.